The trustees of the Reading Public Library are elected by the voters to establish policy, prepare a budget, and be the general overseers of the facility. In recent years, volunteer groups have come forward to provide additional support. Library Director Ruth Urell talks about the library and the volunteer groups. Ruth, you've been the library director now for a year and a half?
A year and a half.
How have you found this experience with the library you came from?
Oh, this is very different from the library I most recently came from. This is a very busy, high circulating library, and the community support is enormous here, and we have a very vital and creative staff, and I'd say they're probably complete opposites in a lot of ways. I came from a community that was a little bit down on its luck, and the library wasn't the busiest place. It was beautiful, but we had to really work very hard to get people to take books out. And so here we could barely keep the books on the shelves. It's kind of an opposite feeling.
What would you like to see the library do that it is not doing now?
I think we could do more to better serve the teens in the community. I think that they're a group that have very diverse needs, and it's a group that doesn't have a lot of support services. We can capture the preschoolers. They're easy to meet their needs in story times and in activities and programs, but the range of interests and activities that you have to offer to young adults is more challenging, and I think we haven't really been set up. We're set up somewhat, but we have more work to do there, and we have wonderful talent, and it would be great if we had a little more to offer that group.
The children's room has always been an active, vibrant
yes.
area, and I'm sure you've found that to be true.
Yeah, the children's room, the children's program is phenomenal. It really is award-winning, and just mind-boggling the numbers of children who have their first library experience with us and have a good library experience with us.
I think one of the most unique things about the children's room is that it's upstairs in this wonderful building. We have such a great space up here, and it's very unique in all of Massachusetts, really. We do a summer reading program for children up through the 5th and 6th grade, and we have record-breaking attendance. We usually have between 1,200 and 1,300 kids sign up for the program. The footprints on the wall indicate the number of hours that the children read this summer. For every almost 3 hours, they filled out a footprint. So each footprint you see represents almost 3 hours of reading. So altogether, over 18,000 hours. In the course of a full year, we do over 300 programs for children. And I think the attendance is something like 14,000 children have attended in the course of a year. That counts all the story times and school visits and all the other things that we do.
What's the future of libraries?
Oh, the future of libraries. Well, we just keep changing so fast and evolving. We will always be the other half of education in town. I think that that's important to remember, that we have things for people outside of their formal schooling, and we can supplement curriculums, we can provide summer programs, we serve all ages, really from birth through old age.
We offer a number of book deliveries to various places in Reading. We have monthly book deliveries to both Peter Sanborn and Longwood Place. We send books each month, and the residents are able to check out books from these residential facilities. We also have a small library that we maintain over at the Senior Center. We call it the Book Nook, and it's a rotating collection of books. I go every month and take the books away and replace them with new books, and senior citizens who attend the Senior Center are able to check books out. We do have homebound service. We call it library takeout. to people who are not just senior citizens, not just older people, but anyone who is homebound for any reason at all. If someone has been in the hospital and they're having a period of recuperation at home, we do offer specialized book deliveries to them. I have volunteers that go out twice a week and deliver to people's homes, and anyone who is home who would like this service, very easy to sign up. They just need to call the library and we will put them on a rotation. We have a large print area where we have many, many new books and quite a large collection of materials in large print that are great for not just older people, but anyone who has a vision problem. We have special videos here at the library that are called described videos that are for people who have vision problems. They are the regular feature film videos, but they are described so that anyone who is blind or unable to see very well is able to hear a narrator talk about what is happening, what is on the screen. The library has just received a grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We have received a grant to provide services to people aged 55 and older around the subject of lifelong learning. And we will be having a series here at the library. Once a month we're going to have either a book and discussion or a film and discussion with a facilitator, professional facilitator, on a variety of topics. One month we might talk about the topic of retirement, read a book on that subject and then have a discussion. Another month it might be on the topic of Alzheimer's disease. We have a number of great facilitators lined up.
You have a website.
Yeah.
How active is that?
Well, it's very active, and every day it's growing and growing. And it allows, we have so many resources that are available electronically that people can do their homework from their office, they can do it from their living room, and they can tap into the wonderful, wonderful resources that we provide. And some of them are provided by the state, some of them are locally funded. And for example, there are answers to their history questions online. So if it's 11 o'clock at night and they're stumped, they can just go in through our website and find out all kinds of things that they need. And they're all moderated by librarians or sort of selected by librarians, so you know that the content is reliable, just as we do with our reference books, we're doing with electronic resources as well.
Now, I know there's always pressure on trying to satisfy the budget, library budget, but you do get support from several reliable sources. We do. It's wonderful to see the level of community generosity that we are the beneficiaries of. We have people who give us private donations. We have such fantastic support groups. We have the foundation and we have the Friends, and they're always working to enhance what we can provide. The Friends and Foundation are solely responsible for all the programs that we offer. We don't have any program budget. Now, the Friends of the library have been active for a number of years. Yeah. How do they differ from the foundation? Well, I think that the Friends have a different purpose. They are really in the here and now and enhancing programs as we go along. They're raising money and spending it very quickly, turning it over to various requests that we submit, and we have a program budget with them every year. And I think that their purposes are really quite well defined and quite different.
In the mid-90s, my husband Steve and I were co-presidents of the Friends of the Library for 2 years, and we worked with a lot of very energetic people to raise money for the daily programs that happen in the library. And at that time, the Friends had recently been rejuvenated. I think when Dee Hanley, later Brennan, was the director here, she got the Friends reactivated and a larger group of people working. And so we had the house tour, and we did newsletters and raised a lot of money for the ongoing daily programs in the library, like the summer reading programs and the middle school author visits. And I think we spent money buying videos for the library because that was something that was becoming very popular, but there wasn't money in the town budget to buy them. So that was one way the Friends helped the library. At that time, I don't believe the Reading Library Foundation existed, but when it did start, it was obvious that the Friends worked on the things that the library needed on the spot, sort of outside what the town could afford to budget for the library. And the foundation would start a fund for the longevity of the library where it would be like an endowment, and money from that would go each year, the interest or whatever, toward the library. So they were two distinct groups. And then my interest in libraries grew, and I ended up going back to graduate school and got a library degree in 1998 and started working here as a pre-professional librarian in 1996. So it all went from volunteer work right into what I am today. I work in the children's room for 20 hours a week and in the reference department, with local history being my area, 7 hours a week. The Friends really do support all of our programs now. Now, as being a member of the library staff, I can see the real importance of the Friends, because there isn't money in the town budget to support the programs that we have, and they support our toddler sing-alongs twice a month, which is a very, very popular program. They support our summer reading program that involves over 1,200 children in the town every summer, and they do other programs. We have storytellers come in, or sometimes we have theater, magic, science programs come in, and we can always count on the Friends for supporting those programs.
How do you see the role of the Library Foundation?
Its primary goal is to build up the endowment, to create an endowment so that when we have a tough year, there's interest money that can be used to enhance what the town can provide. And so far, the commitment of the people on the foundation is just terrific. I go into those meetings and I'm absolutely overwhelmed that 14 people show up and they work so hard. It seems like such a thankless thing to me. You know, it's really just finance, and they work so hard to make sure that the gifts that have been given to the foundation are shepherded, and that they are well used, and that they are nurtured to grow. And ultimately, I think when we hit that $1 million mark, we'll really start to see some return.
In the mid-90s, it became obvious with the budget crunch going on that trying to maintain the excellence of the Reading Public Library was going to be a challenge. And it was not just something peculiar to Reading. This was happening across the state, and many communities began foundations for the purpose of augmenting the library's budgets. Jean Nigro, whose family has been so involved in so many wonderful things here in Reading, met with Deidre Handley, then the director of the library, and discussed setting up the Reading Library Foundation. And Jean recruited a group of us, myself and Bob Nordstrand and Maria Savage and Elia Monik and Arthur Knapp and Jerry Dubois, and a group of people for the sole purpose of creating an endowment, hopefully for $1 million, that would in fact have income available from it to augment that purpose.
When the foundation board started, we had a bunch of fundraisers, and we designated those initial donors as charter members. Behind me is a plaque that shows those charter members. We're very appreciative of what they were able to do to get the foundation established, to give us the ability to go out and solicit additional donors, and to get the foundation already to a point of $500,000 on our goal to $1 million. When we reach the $1 million goal, the foundation is going to be in a position to be able to give the library trustees approximately $50,000 a year from the investment income. Our financial advisor is Nelson Burbank. Nelson meets with us periodically to make sure our investments are properly aligned, the assets are allocated, and we can generate the income, like I said, to give to the library trustees to support the library. The function of the foundation is not to assist in the day-to-day expenses. We don't help with salaries. We don't help with heating the building. That's the responsibility of the town government through its municipal funding. Our purpose is to augment the library, And we do that by soliciting donations from you, Reading residents. And we do that primarily through our annual mailing, which we've done now for a number of years. And through your generosity, we've been able to build a foundation to around that $500,000 mark.
Just last year, you may have watched, if you watched the Board of Selectmen's budget hearings with the library, they had to have debate about how they were going to come up with the minimum amount of money necessary to keep the standards by which the Massachusetts Library Commissioners would accredit the Reading Public Library. And it's rather sad to see that kind of a debate go on, but it certainly underlies the reason why we need an endowment to make sure that beyond just meeting those minimum standards, we maintain that excellence, which is the hallmark of this library.
In addition to our annual mailing, we're currently pursuing an opportunity for individuals to give a charitable gift annuity, which allows an individual to give a gift to the library as well as have current income, as well as other methods that people can enhance the size of the endowment. In order to get the awareness out about the Library Foundation's endowment, in the past we've run a number of functions to get that awareness out there. We've had Barry and Elliot from Jordan's Furniture. It was a well-attended function. It allowed us to get our name out there and what the endowment was for and the purposes of such. We've also had a number of authors come. We've charged, in some cases, minimal for that to cover the cost of the function. But again, the whole purpose is to let people know what the Library Foundation is all about and how we can augment the library and how we can all take advantage of such a great resource in the town.
As one of our founding foundation board members said, and I think it really aptly describes the spirit we try to capture, the library is the living room of the community, and we can thank Mr. Gene Nigro for that expression. He has used it, and I think it does say quite a bit about what kind of place we try to be.